I grew up in a very much more conservative church than this one, not from the Pentecostal movement at all. And so just to feel the energy and to feel that there was something different here was really exciting for me and made me want to come back on the Sunday. But also, like I say, immediately tying up with these guys my age, similar life experience, people who I felt I could really connect with again, who weren't going to judge me for bad decisions I'd made in the past. Just really made me want to be a part of that fellowship. For me, it's made a massive difference having people that I can relate to, people who've been through similar things that I've been through, and people who are there to constantly be an encouragement and to build up, but also to challenge when your life doesn't look exactly the way it should. Just really tie in, find some people that you can share every aspect of your life with, because church isn't a place, it's not an institution. Church is the gathering of believers who share in life and fellowship daily together. So I reached the age of 29 and I realized, I think it's maybe something that happens every time you get to a 9 in life. You look back over a decade and you get to decide whether your life has meant something and whether you want it to look in another 10 years as it's looked for the previous 10 years. So I got to 29 and I was doing okay at work. I had a little bit of money saved up, just about ready to put a deposit on a house. But really I looked at the 10 years and I thought, well, has my life meant that much? I'm starting to step out a little bit in leadership in the 1830s now. But really I just thought to myself, I don't want to get to 39 and look back at the last 10 years and think the same thing again. I really want to have an impact for eternity. And so I started looking for opportunities to spend some time with God on maybe a course, maybe going to Bible college. Looked at many different options, and one that just kept coming back to me was this option of going with Youth with a Mission. And I have some family history in Australia, and so it just seemed like a good idea, and God really directed me in that. The place where I ended up going wasn't a place where I wanted to go or actually knew anything about. I'd never heard of Townsville in North Queensland, but God really directed me there. While I was over there, I was really challenged about the nature of Jesus Christ during his time on this earth, and us as his image bearers, created in the image of God in the first place in the garden, and our responsibility to this earth and to the people now that we are adopted as sons and heirs with Christ. And so I was really challenged about whether my life was lived in service to other people. And I realized that through my working life I'd done some menial jobs and I'd done some boring things, and I'd had a servant-like attitude perhaps in the workplace, but that had never been my testimony in my Christian life. And so God really challenged me about just stepping out when I saw a need. And so I saw a need in Australia for something specific that God said, yeah, you can do something about that if you want to do it, if you're prepared to sacrifice your life to do that. And so I said yes. And so I've come back here to tie up some loose ends and to reconnect with friends and family, and the church, of course. But I will be heading back to Australia at the end of May to begin working full-time with YWAM. The Lord has led me to believe that I'll be starting a project working with particularly homeless young people and those with drink and drug addiction problems, creating an urban outreach centre to introduce people who've never heard the name of Jesus to their Creator, and hopefully lead them into everlasting life.